Okay, so for a person who was looking for a church, why would they choose a progressive, confusing, yet loving, and not hateful progressive church over a hateful church? A hateful conservative church.
Right. Okay. I want to go on the record to say that not all conservative churches are hateful. All right. I want to go on the record to say that. But I do think when you talk about...
I'm just playing the devil's advocate.
I know you are. I know.
That's all I'm doing.
I know. Yeah, trying to brainwash people all the way. All right. But, you say progressive Christians and like their understanding of love. I do think that's a big drawing point for them, is because people do want to go somewhere they feel loved or accepted or where they feel like they belong. And so progressive Christians, churches generally espouse this. But again, within any group setting, you've got the setting of you've got people in that setting, and it's, I don't want to, like, if a fundamentalist is like my way or the highway type, right? And you've got that in the conservative branch. You've also got that in the progressive branch. So if you come into a progressive church...
My gay or the high gay?
Sure. And so...
I need to stop talking. I'm just going to let you talk.
Yeah, that might be good. All right.
I don't need to be making jokes this episode. Someone's going to get mad.
Really bad. Yeah. All right.
I'm here to make everyone hate me.
While also trying to get them to hate me.
Right.
If we're both hated, I'm not sure where this goes.
I'm projecting. I'll admit it.
You just don't want to be hated by yourself. I understand. All right. So I don't even know where I'm at. What was I talking about? Love.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So within progressive Christianity, you are going to have, again, they're going to have their convictions. They're what they believe to be, this is essential and important to us, their values. And so even within an accepting, loving group, they still have their definition of what that looks like to love, to accept. And so if you don't step into those things, there can be issues there.
Okay.
But I think one of the reasons that people are drawn to a progressive Christian church is their focus on social justice.
Okay.
Like, even if I don't agree with the critical theory lens in which they're seeing the world, I understand the desire for people to want to feel like they're a part of something that's making changes, that's overcoming a sense of injustice or oppression.
Oh, okay.
And so I understand people can be, driven by a desire to want to make this world a better place. And if they feel like that maybe a progressive Christian church is doing that, then they may want to be a part of that church. And I do think that's where evangelical churches have fallen short. Because in some evangelical churches, there is the care, like we'll give money all day. But as far as like being like the hands and feet of going out there and doing, serving in our community, serving our neighbor, we're not always the best at that.
Okay.
And so I do think that's why that social gospel focus of progressive Christianity can be attractive. And again, especially to younger people that want to feel like they're involved with a movement that's changing the world.
Okay.
So
it sounds like they're trying to make something happen that's just not going to happen.
Okay.
Because you're on the other side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It sounds just like an eternal battle that
right.
will never go away. Because
you say you're a Christian, but I'm not sure what that means for progressive Christians, really. Right?
Yeah, I don't get it.
And so, like, in other words, like, I understand people want to be part of like a social justice agenda. Well, there's plenty of secular groups that do that as well. And I'm not sure where faith ties into that. and I've even heard progressive Christians talk about the fact that they kind of mourn the loss of a personal God, because it's like that personal God is not there anymore. It's
group God,
or it's more like deism. Like there's a God out there. He created and
maybe
then kind of just left.
But science
left the world but left kind of the rest of it to us.
So they believe in evolution, though. So they wouldn't even believe that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, a lot would believe in evolution, sure. But I think there's, if you've heard the phrase before, like moral therapeutic deism. I don't know if you've heard that phrase before, but I think that's found a lot in progressive Christianity, where it's like, all right, we want to be moral, right? Therapeutic. We want to be better versions of ourselves. And we're deist in essence. And I don't think they would say they're deist because they say they're Christians, but the way they act toward God is more like the way that one would act if they were a deist toward a higher power, And so I guess I can find that sense of moralism or, self-help or deism. Like I find that outside of the Christian world. So I don't know. I don't fully understand the connection between those things and like progressive Christianity, other than the fact that there were, again, if we remember that most progressive Christians come out of evangelicalism, then I do think there's a sense where they would even own up to the fact that they still want to
feel a part of God.
Feel a part of God. And so it's like they don't want to...
But they also want to do whatever they want to do.
Right. Like
that's what you're saying?
Yeah. It's almost like you've deconstructed everything, but the last straw, which would be there's no God. Right?
Okay.
Like now some do deconstruct it all the way to the point of atheism or maybe agnosticism.
So Christian atheism.
But I think that I think that's kind of like the point like we're getting to. Like if you're going to deconstruct it all down, but you still have a sense of, all right, there's a God. I want to be connected to this God. I want to worship this God. And so you do it, but in a manner that...
Do you think they're worshiping God? Or is this some fake demon something?
Yeah. I think
we've talked about this before.
Yeah. I think they're worshiping an idea of God.
So not God.
Yeah.
All right.
Because if God has been fully revealed in Jesus, and they're going to reject the worship of Jesus, then in essence, they're rejecting the worship of the Father as well, or God as well. And so
how is that different from Jews?
Well, and Jews have done the same thing
of
rejecting Jesus. And therefore, like if you deny it, like Jesus says, if you deny me, I'll deny you before my Father. I think it's one of the same.
Okay.
And so I think that there's a sense of, if we deny Jesus, we're not worshiping Jesus. We really are, like, the idea of just being spiritual beings isn't enough. Like, in other words, that's why I'm getting like the idea of Christianity, like kind of pushing against it a little bit, because I don't know why we're hanging on to that term,
Oh, okay.
Like,
so just start a new church,
or just call yourselves progressives, like or progressive deist, or whatever it may be, because I feel like there's such a removal away from Christianity where it is centered on who Christ is. And that seems to be the stumbling block, I guess, for me.
Well, I'm confused and my brain hurts. This is hard.
Yeah.
It's like trying to shove a big thing through a tiny thing. That's what this feels like.
Yeah.
Like we're trying to squeeze everything that we like into a Christian-sized hole, and it's not working.
Yeah, but I mean, and I agree. But it has become.
Except it is working.
Yeah, I mean, like, and I think some of it, you're talking about why it's confusing and stuff. And I think they would say that's kind of part of the point. Part of the point is that you can ask questions, that you can have different ideas, that you don't have to have all the answers or any answers.
I hate it. See?
Well, someone like you.
See,
I know. Well, someone like you that likes the black and white, give
Yeah.
me answers. This living in this state of ambiguity.
yeah, no, I don't. No,
Yeah.
screw that. I don't want to go. I can't do it.
Right. But I think that it also kind of comes out of that postmodern culture we've lived in, right?
Right.
That just is, everything's relative. There's moral relativity. There's, pluralism. Believe what you want to believe. I think it all kind of connects together in that.
I wish there was at least a right and a wrong, and you can decide which one's right, and you can decide which one's wrong.
Sure.
At least black and white it to
Right.
that extent. Don't just go, whatever. Just don't hate
Right.
people. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Except for the people that hate people, hate
right.
them.
And obviously there's been differences within conservative Christianity because we have Catholic Church, Greek Orthodox Church, all
Right.
these denominations.
Yeah, at least we can disagree on actual stuff.
Right. Well, yeah, but we also agree on something.
Yeah.
Like we could take the Nicene Creed and be like, agree.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Right.
we agree to this.
Mhm.
And I think that is part of the problem with like the progressive Christianity. There's not like a creed
Right.
that they're agreeing to or
Isn't there,
adhering
though?
to.
I feel like I've heard some of them on TikTok.
Well, there's maybe some that's been created, but
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see how long they actually last and who actually will repeat them.
I'm going to have to write one of those too.
Sweet.
I'll just stick with a song.
Go for it.
Was that this episode? Yeah, that was this episode.
Yeah.
All right. So next episode, I'll have a creed and a song ready to recite to you
Sweetness.
from progressive
Christianity. I can't wait. It's gonna be epic.
All right. All right. So continuing to progress through the questions. Number whatever. Number whatever. Who cares? It's all confusing. It can be whatever number you want. Everyone turn to your Bibles to Who the Hell Cares? Love everyone. Hate everyone that hates you. Do whatever you want. Did I win? I did it.
That might be the creed right there.
Yeah. All right.